say they're disappointed at management's plans to shut down the campus. The Student Representative Council says it has learnt of a planned closure via a letter that was circulated on social media last night. There have been no lectures at Fort Hare for the past 2 weeks due to student protests over historical debt. I want to get the very latest now and bring in Busisiwe Jemsana Mantashe, who's covering the story for us. Busi, a very good morning to you. What's the latest there?
Very good morning, Blaine. It's a very hectic one at the University of Fort Hare. Last night we slept with a letter circulating from the University of Fort Hare that was requesting assistance from the police to evacuate students from the University of Fort Hare. You'd remember that it's been 2 weeks now, Blaine, since everything has been on a standstill at the University of Fort Hare. Students demanding that the issue of historical debt be scrapped away, as they were saying that students who are postgraduate students are being denied the right to register because they've got previous debts from previous years, and therefore they want the system to be opened for students at large, saying that they cannot afford to pay their debt and they want to study. Also, they were complaining, Blaine, that this institution, which is in the rural part of the province, that there are not much activities, recreational activities that would allow students to engage on. As a result, some are depressed, they end up using alcohol. You remember, Blaine, we've also reported on the students that died at the university. Some off campus, they're saying this is a result of management not having recreational activities to be done by students at the University of Fort Hare. And just this morning, Blaine, we woke up to another letter that was addressed to students saying that they've got up until today to leave premises, that academic activities have been suspended as a result of the ongoing protest, of the ongoing shutdown. But to talk to us more, Blaine, I'm joined by the SRC Premier at the University of Fort Hare Alice campus, Zenati Mbenya. Thank you so much for your time. Let's get first the authenticity of the letters. Are they authentic? Have you received letters requesting that you leave premises?
Well, as much as we did not receive the letter that was directed to POPs yesterday in our emails, the letter that requests us to leave was submitted into our emails this morning. So I can assure you that the letters are authentic. We are asked to vacate the residences by 6 p.m. tonight.
And I see you've just had a mass meeting with students. What's your stance regarding that letter? We are not clear about the legalities of the letter. So we have said to students that they must keep calm because there is no court order evicting us, as these are registered students and they are registered in those residences, meaning that they actually pay for the residences. So we're waiting for a court order from the university. We are planning to write to them now before we follow the legal route to ask them about the legalities of them evicting us. We do know also that when we asked SABC about the letter, they said no, as long as there's no court order, they cannot be involved in the eviction. But we do know the private security that they employ all the time, Falcon, is on campus and ready to evict us by 6 p.m. So we are waiting around those things, so we're working on those things. And some of the things that are cited in that letter is the disruptions that continue to take place in and off campus, that the vandalization. And just as we were walking towards here, we saw some rondavels being bent, some grass rondavels. Are you concerned that students or people continue to ban things inside the institution?
We first must say that we're against any form of vandalism as the SRC. However, we do see that these letters are some form of inciting to students to try and anger them, because the universities are aware that students do not have these monies to travel back home and come back to the institution. All the students are asking for is to register, and part of the reason why they want to register is they do not have this money. So the institution is intentionally instigating that there be chaos in these institutions so that we be seen as people who are not fighting a good cause. While we want all students to register, there are 3,000 students still outside the institution because they are not able to register because of money. And part of the recommendations from the portfolio committee which we attended in Parliament was that the institution must allow for talks to continue between the SRC. And we haven't been called by the institution. The Vice Chancellor hasn't released the community to invite the SRC to any meeting, but instead released an eviction saying that we must move away from campuses. So while waiting for him to call us to talks, we're also expecting to be in a meeting today with the provincial government and the Vice Chancellor if he goes. And that meeting was scheduled for exactly 6 p.m., which is scheduling for us to leave the campuses now at 6 p.m.
Budi, thank you so much for your time. Zenati Mbenya, SRC Premier at the Alice Campus University of Fort Hare, saying that the only meeting that they went to with the university management was about 2 weeks ago, and since then they have not had talks with the university to try and resolve the current impasse. We did try to get hold of the Vice Chancellor because one of the demands of the students is that the VC vacates his position and that he steps down alleging that he has failed to provide leadership. We did try to get hold of the Vice Chancellor and we are still hopeful that he will revert back to us and we'll be able to have talks with him and get to the crust of the problem, because we also know that the MEC for Safety and Liaison came to the institution last week and also met with the Vice Chancellor to try and ascertain the problems that are facing the institution and the way forward, but it would seem like those meetings have not yielded any result, as now a letter has been sent to the students to vacate university premises by end of business today. We continue to monitor the situation in and around the campuses of Fort Hare, both in East London and Alice, and we'll keep you updated as and when developments occur. Back to you in studio for now.
Yeah, please do. Thank you very much indeed, Busi. Busi Siwa, Jim Sanaman touched a lot for us in East London, Eastern Cape. Thank you.